Darkness, rain falling, a pit full of snakes, a wounded man chained in the center, no fear in his eyes. This man was once the most feared warrior in the north. Now he waits to die. But before death takes him, he smiles and he says, "The piglets would grunt if they knew how the old boar suffered." This is not a threat, it's a warning, because that man is Ragnar Lothbrok, and his death will start a war. Today we're breaking down the full story of Ragnar, from farmer to king to legend. Kattegat, a small, windy, harsh Viking settlement. Life here is simple. You work, you fight, you survive. Ragnar is a farmer. His wife Lagertha is a fierce shield maiden. His son Bjorn is still a child. From the outside, his life looks peaceful, but Ragnar is not at peace. Other Vikings sail east. They raid small villages. They return with small rewards. Ragnar wants more. He believes there is something beyond the ocean, richer lands in the west. But no one believes him, especially not their leader, Earl Haraldson. For Haraldson, order matters. For Ragnar, the future matters, and those two ideas can never coexist. To chase his dream, Ragnar finds an ally. Floki, mad, devout, obsessive, but a genius shipbuilder. Floki's longship is a revolution. It can survive the open sea. It can sail against the current. It can land in shallow waters. Ragnar takes the risk. This is rebellion against his leader, against tradition, against fear. One night they sail in secret. A storm rises, the men are afraid, but Ragnar is not. Because some men don't fear failure. They fear never trying. Days later, through the mist, the shores of England appear, and the world changes. Before them stands a monastery, defenseless, silent, filled with gold. The Vikings attack, bell sounds mix with screams. This is not just a raid. This is the beginning of the Viking Age. Here, Ragnar captures a monk, Athelstan. Athelstan is not an ordinary prisoner. He carries knowledge, faith, a questioning mind. Ragnar begins to speak with him. Why one God? Why forgiveness? Why mercy? Ragnar's mind begins to expand. And for a leader, the most dangerous thing is new ideas. When Ragnar returns to Kattegat, the people see him as a hero. Haraldson sees him as a threat. The tension grows, until the day of the duel arrives. Silence, swords drawn. Ragnar is ready, not just physically, but mentally. Haraldson dies. Ragnar wins. Now he is a Jarl. But power changes a man. Responsibility is heavy, and the most dangerous cracks begin from within. His brother, Rollo, strong, but always second. Jealousy grows, and Ragnar learns betrayal within the family is more destructive than enemy armies. Ragnar's vision grows. The target is no longer a monastery. It is the heart of an empire. Paris, one of Europe's most powerful cities, high walls, professional soldiers. Many Vikings call it madness, but for Ragnar, impossible does not exist. Hundreds of ships sail up the Seine River. An army gathers before the walls. The battle begins. Losses are heavy. Ragnar is wounded. But his mind takes over. Feigning death, he enters the city. This war is not about strength, it is about strategy. Paris does not completely fall. But the Vikings are now part of European politics. Ragnar is no longer just a warrior, he is a visionary. But the peak never lasts forever. Failed expeditions, loss of trust, a broken family. Ragnar disappears. Years later he returns, older, but still proud. and he makes one final plan. He sails to England again, not to win, but to become a spark. Ragnar faces King Egbert. Everything is calculated, he is captured, and finally thrown into the snake pit by King Aelle. As the snakes bite into his flesh, Ragnar does not fear, because he knows his death will give birth to an army, and especially his son, Ivar the Boneless. Revenge will march from north to south, and England will burn. Ragnar Lothbrok is dead. But legends don't die. He was a farmer, an explorer, a conqueror, a king, and finally, a sacrifice. His death created something greater than himself. An army, a legacy, a storm called Ivar the Boneless. And maybe that's why, even today, through the series Vikings, Ragnar isn't remembered as a character. He's remembered as a mindset.